Gamcell is back with Hewali Tobaski. This Tobaski, lot of cash prizes to be won from Gamcell. $10,000 is cash for each. Anyone could win. Hewali Tobaski. Gamcell is giving out lot of cash prizes to its customers. Cash prizes for you to buy RAM and anything you need this Tobaski. To stand a chance, it's simple. Load $100 in credit and the credit is all yours. The more you load, the more chances you win. $10,000 in cash for you this Tobaski. Just keep loading $100 in credit. Gamcell, yay bottom.
In today's world, everything imaginable is on the internet, which is amazing. And to find anything, it is easy. But that's not the case for LAMIN. His standard internet connection is frustratingly slow, unable to focus on important things in life. He can't stream a video or search anything. He is fed up with messages like address is not found, timeout connection, and Internet Explorer cannot find web page. That's when his friend Fatima introduces him to Gamcell. At Gamcell, we provide viable, cost-effective, and sustainable internet solutions to businesses and homes. With our nationwide fiber broadband connectivity through EcoOne Gambia project, you can now say goodbye to slow internet. We provide quality services, blazing speed, and amazing customer services. All these at affordable price. Be like LAMIN and start using Gamcell broadband internet today. Gamcell, creating a brighter future in communication.
Sophie meew la bu sell te neex baax na ci halal ak mag yépp am na calcium, iron, protein ak vitamine yu bari. Sophie full cream powder milk la am na 20 gram, 200 gram ak 400 gram ku ko ñam dootu ko bàyyi. Sophie, proudly Gambian.
Every young Gambian dreams of a university degree. He wants a good paying job after graduation, a pretty wife, and ultimately own a dream home.
What if I can't afford my desired dream home?
And that is why you need to visit Universal Properties.
We specialize in customer satisfaction. We listen to every of our clients' needs when we show the properties to our clients. Before you know it, you hear the client saying,
I like this house.
This is the room that cuts my heart.
And most of the time, they cling to the door, never to let go. Most clients want to close the deal right there. And that is why we always have their contracts in the trunk of our cars. We work at our client's pace. No haggle, no hassle.
We're waiting for you at our office in KABBA Avenue here in the Gambia.
For us, every day is a new opportunity to make sure our first impressions are always our best and to see possibilities on the horizon, to make our facilities and services more accessible and find freedom all around us. With a location proximity to active markets, with a liberal air transportation policy, that daily pursuit is how we turn everyday opportunities for you. For all destination marketing support, customized packages for new existing airlines and operators, and for a highly ranked tourist destination, the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority is here to serve. We regulate air transport, operate and manage BIA technical requirements, merged with commercial considerations. We have experienced and well-trained aviation professionals to cater for your needs. For investment opportunities in building airport hotels, shopping malls, playground for children, do contact us on 4472-831, 4472-893. Gambia Civil Aviation Authority. We go beyond daily.
Stewart Co Solicitors, a legal excellence firm in London that can help you with all aspects of your legal work. If you are looking at immigrating to the United Kingdom, Stewart Co can help you to set up business, buy houses in the UK, and will deal with all your legal works from start to finish.
For all your general immigration work, we can help you with that as well. If you're applying for any form of visa, whether student visas, settlement visas, marriage visas, or a child wanting to come to the United Kingdom to settle with the family, we can help you to achieve your goals.
Stewart Co Solicitors, a legal excellence firm specializing in conveyancing, immigration, litigation, family law, personal injury, licensing, no win, no fee. Contact us today at www.sk-solicitors.com.
Do you want the best in office supplies? Do you want value for money? Then look no further. Vital Trading Limited is here for you. Vital Trading Limited is the best in town when it comes to office supplies and all your printing needs. We brand, rebrand, design and print logos, flyers, caps, pens, 3D signboards, neon signboards, envelopes, and many more. We also have bank coin counters, bank note counters, fire protect safes, just to name a few. At Vital Trading Limited, satisfaction is guaranteed and we deliver on time. Visit our office today on the Bertel Harding Highway, opposite the GNPC petrol station. Better still, call us on 4498756, 4498962. Visit our website today, www.vitaltradinglimited.com. Want the best in all your office supplies and printing needs? Then come!
Can't do small or big projects with the same dedication and commitment as we do. With a reputation as the leading printing company in the country, when it comes to major projects and innovative solutions, we always deliver in high quality, thus receiving the trust and confidence of our clients. From the moment your order is placed to when it is delivered, we believe in exceeding expectations from the sales manager to the production team, the account manager, and the person delivering your material. We have state-of-the-art equipment and a highly experienced and competent workforce that enables us to deliver top quality work on time. At reasonable prices, we provide our clients with multiple solutions right from conceptualizing, designing, printing, binding, publishing, and distribution. For all your printing requirements, we are strategically located at the Sankumsila Highway, the Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation. We print what you desire.
Sam pap deena déedéet daf ma yónni woon ma joué ko géej bi waaw yàlla def mu gagné jàppoon $100,000 la def
la ilaha illallah
te yow xam nga ne sama papa dafa amee cardiaque
yow da ngaa dof yow xam nga luy $100,000
xam naa ko kay man naa lu ñoo bëggoon nga dimbali
demal na nga def damaa toog rek sama xel mi ne ci yow xam nga bërki démb li daal fi benn waay fee waaw ma romb ko rek bërki démb muy yuuxu di tëb ma ni kii lu ko dal ñu ne ma daal ci loto gaming Gambie bi la laal jar na ko laal na ci lu di waaw
nga dafa am quarté am kente am tiercé waaw maanaam nag tey jii kente bi la te jackpot bee passé xaalis
kente mooy lan
kente maanaam mooy juróomi fas yi
waaw beneen bi
am na quarté mooy ñeenti fas yi ak tiercé tey nag xaalis bi daa gën a yokk lu tax ndax jackpot bële dañ kaa tegaat ci bii maanaam juróomi fas yi boo ko jàppee ci ordre mooy risque nga désordre bi sax day fay bu ma ko jàppoon
yooyu moom noonu la demee da ngay dem rek jouer
am na lu ma yaakaar
gis naa seen kii yi keesku yu ndaw yi ci biir dëkk bi mais daal dama ni lii moom amul xaalis da nga ciy def sa xaalis
day jël wecce rek sànni ko fa xool jëmbat la la ilaha illallah yow li nga wax ni tey ji bu yàlla dogaloon ma gañe ko lu mu gàtt
fi mu toll nii boo gañe woon $100,000
waaw lu may def
waaw nooy def
xam nga yow sama xarit nga
waaw
damay fexe nga rey say noonu
ci nan
lu mu gàtt $50,000
waay
Thierno woowu l'ambulance
lan la lu xew ni
sa baay gay dee na
sama papa gay lu ko rey
$100,000 ne ko boo ma gañaloon si li ma la yónni dama ko koy jox mu daanu ni sama kaw.
man waxuma ko mu waxee woon la ko noonu yow la ko waroon informé ndax yow yaa ko gagné yaa gagné jàppoon.
fay lempo warugal la si képp koo xam ne doomi réew mi nga ak ñu fi dëkk bu fekkee ne ci at mi sa koom-koom weesu na $2,400 dalasi mbete weer bu nekk di nga am lu tollu si $2,000 dalasi lempo si la nguur gi di sukkandiku ngir liggéey yokkute réew mi GRA mooy banxaas bu nguuri Gambia sas ngir mu fayeku lépp luy lempo ci biir réew mi ba tax na GRA di yëgal faykati lempo yi ne warugal la pour ñu fay lu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment maanaam bépp contract bu waay joxe te si biir réew mi la ñu toog kon xaalisi contract bi ngeen nangotoo war nga cee wàññi ci xayma téeméer bu nekk fukka bu fekkee ne contracto bi dëkkut ci biir réew mi bu boobaa di nga war a wàññi téeméer bu nekk fukka ak juróom lii mooy lempo bu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment lii mooy lempo bi nga xam ne yow mi joxe contract warugal la nga wëlbatiku dem fay ko ci maakaani GRA tax office bu la gën a jege mbete ci banque yi GRA jagleel pour fay lempo war ngaa jébal lempo bi si diiri fukki fan ak juróom gannaaw bi nga wàññee ci xaalis si contract bi amul benn contracto bu ñu teggil fay lempo bi xanaa mu fekk ne nguuri Gambia ñoo ko jéegale boole si projet yi nga xam ne mbootaay ndimbali ñoo koy dépense GRA di fayeku lempo ngir yokkute réew mi.
Now that I have saved some money to build my dream home, I'm really confused about which estate company to approach. My friend had a bad experience with a particular estate agency after completing his payment and could not even get his title deed. This is serious.
Good afternoon. How are you? Thank you. My name is Audit. I'm from BAJO Investments.
Understood.
Thank you.
You know, I must say you came at a very right time.
Really?
I was thinking about houses.
Great.
What can your company offer me?
BAJO Investments can offer you a lot. We're unique in the market.
Okay.
We own our properties and we ensure that they're developed with modern technologies. They're affordable and they're a strategic location. We don't just sell pieces of land, but we create settlements.
What makes your company different from others?
We're different from all real estate companies in the Gambia because what we have to offer is affordability, safety, and security. We ensure that you get a legal contract from when you pay your deposit, and within 4 weeks of paying your final settlement, we make sure you receive your title deed.
4 weeks?
4 weeks.
That's interesting.
Yes. Now tell me, what real estate serves your needs?
It's absolutely EJ, investment, and real estate.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of our show. Tonight we're here at the Gambia Football Federation, of course, to talk to the president of the federation about the achievements his executive have done through their 4 years tenure. Of course, we know election is approaching, August 18th. The Gambia Football Federation will hold its general election to elect new representatives of the federation. Of course, the president and his executive will be competing with another team. We're here to talk to the president to look at what they have done for the past 4 years. A lot of people said this executive has not done a lot when it comes to football in the Gambia. It will be great to shed light on what you have done. But first and foremost, we want to congratulate you and your team for the recent victory in Liberia. How does it feel to I think that was your first trophy actually, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, how does it feel?
It was great, as not only as the president of the federation, but as a citizen of this country. And I'm so every Gambian was equally, very much happy and joyous and celebrated that victory. I think really it's a good starter for us too. We have ever performed very well in the youth categories, and it has not been an easy competition tournament. We had very tough teams in the competition, like of Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, and others. But we were a better side, and I think it was good.
It was a good, but generally, BAJO, we wanted to talk about the state of affairs of football in the Gambia. Can you just give us an overview of what you have done? What is the state of affairs?
I think the football in this country, in terms of the limelight, the public debate, the public involvement in football has never been reached this height. Therefore, people have gained more interest in football, and it's not without the achievements, the prospects that everybody has realized. Especially, much of the things started these 4 years, when the Gambia was able to regain public confidence and also to gain the confidence of our international partners, the FIFA and CAF. after some unfortunate incidents that happened in the previous years. And we had to work very hard to restore the good image of the Federation in the faces of our major partners, especially in this case our main financiers.
Yeah.
And therefore, as I said, naturally the state has gone up. And then the Federation, our current administration, when we came 4 years ago, as I said, it might be very, very difficult to enumerate all what we achieved.
Yeah.
We are elected into office based on a manifesto. And this time now we have produced something like that, but we didn't have much to tell people this is what we're going to do. What's important is we are elected based on this is what we achieved, and we are seeking for another mandate to be able to do X, Y, Z based on what we have set ourselves for.
Yeah.
And then if you, as I say, football has many facets. But when we came in, we realized we need to do a lot of administrative reorganizations. The secretariat has to be organized, and then to be equipped with people who are competent to run football, because if the house is not, you don't have the competent, qualified people to run the house, the results really will still elude us. And we gave a lot of attention and concentration to capacity building, not only the administrators of the football house, but the executive committee members and also the technicians. And we launched a project that we call CARM, C-A-R-M, coaches, administrators, referees, and medics, because these are the key technicians in football.
Yeah.
And when we came in 2014, the number of qualified technicians in this respect sectors were on the low side. And I may not be in a position to give you the statistics, the figures, but some of we've really reached a remarkable success in this. And some of them, even the occupants has gone more than 300% full. And then this world has a state where you need people with requisite capacity, the knowledge and know-how to be able to perform a particular sector.
Yeah.
And the ages of mediocrity has passed. So we put a lot of efforts, both locally and outside, to train people who can run football, both at administrative and technical level.
Wow. And
that's what's important, which is still ongoing. And also we look at the other aspect of it, football development in general, in terms of the league.
Yeah.
The league, as I said, the number of teams has since been increased, and we gradually been increasing so that we can widen the player pool, because we still have a lot of thousands and thousands of young men and boys and girls who wanted to play football, but they didn't have the opportunity because the league was very tight. And opening up the league, increasing the number, has really helped for us to show those talents, and they are coming in, both the male and female leagues. The teams have increased. And then that also has realized dividend. We were producing quality players, we can boast of that, because our league is good. You have people who really, players are all over. If you go to the sub-region, even far and beyond, every month, every other month, there's a government player who will sign a contract or otherwise. So at least we can boast that our commodities that we are producing are value, and they are being marketed. So the team owners who will be watching and listening, most of them will attest to this. So we did that. How did we also, in addition to increasing the number of the teams in the leagues, how do we accompany it? How do we help the clubs? Because the clubs, we are all club owners.
Very important.
It's very expensive, and a country where sponsorship hardly come by. I don't think there's any team in the club in the first and second division which even have a full sponsorship.
Yeah.
Therefore, the federation felt it fitting to assist the clubs, so that they can also be able to maintain or stay in the competitions. Some clubs will relegate. It's not because they lack the talents, but because they have the finance and very weak, they could not do it. And then since 2014 we came into office, none of the clubs in both the female and male and women's league have been paying the annual registration fees. That has been waived. As soon as we came in 2014, we waived that. And from 2015 to date, every year we provide teams with some amount of money, token amount for preparation, and also recently transportation. And then how do we also accompany the game? Because we said, okay, the grounds really are in terrible conditions, not endowed with much facilities. The only government-owned is the stadium. It is really not only used by football, but many other activities, other sporting disciplines, and also some social activities. And then the other grounds are owned by communities, but because of the same situation, lack of funding, they were declining, deteriorating. And then we said, we'll have to see how we can also complement the efforts to improve their standard. It has not been easy because generally such infrastructures are either provided by the government or the local authorities. But we are in a situation where we know where we came from. The new government came in, and then there are a lot of financial challenges. We can understand. We cannot also expect the Minister of Finance to give priority to particular sporting requests against an emergency from the health or education or agriculture. We understand, we live here. Thank God, alhamdulillah, some of us have had the opportunity of being around and knowing how things happen. So we said we had to put up cases to FIFA, which is almost the sole financier of the Gambia Football Federation, to convince them to allow us to put in projects to rehabilitate some of these grounds. It has been several months, if not a year or more, of negotiations, because experience has shown that some of those, in some countries, the FIFA put their money in some of these infrastructure, and only to realize that they are not in control of the federation. Some of them are even owned by private individuals. So they had to come up with very stringent measures to ensure first they insist on that those properties or grounds are transferred entirely to the federation. Which has become difficult because it's very difficult for them to part with what they feel they own. And then that was a big challenge before we could convince them to reduce it to sort of an MOU, a memorandum of understanding, where the federation will sign with the ground owners to highlight that the ground will be Gambia Football Federation activities will be given topmost priority, and then and things like that. So that also took months of negotiation, things back and forth, their compliance or legal department come. And then finally we were able to achieve that, and then that's what has delayed some of the rehabilitation works ongoing now in some of the grounds like Brikama, Manjai, Serekunda West Central, Bakau, and BAJO. And in tandem with that, we put up some other requests again to also develop some other grounds outside the Greater Banjul area. Though the league is mainly played matches are mainly played in the Greater Banjul area from Banjul to Brikama. But in a bid to further decentralize football, we had to look at the provincial regions also. So we put in some requests again for development of some of those grounds outside the Greater Banjul area. So and then as we speak now, the consultant is evaluating the bids that were submitted by bidders in way of supplying and installing a lighting system in some identified grounds, so that you can also not only increase the number of playing grounds, but the number of playing time. Matches could be played into the nights or late evenings, so that is all the funds are secured. We've got the process going on. So these are some of the infrastructure about the Soma mini stadium. It was a FIFA goal project, artificial turf. I think there's some misconception about that. When we came in, actually, Soma was already identified to have that. And when we came in, nothing has started, but we feel like it's fine, because we already have that orientation of decentralization and couldn't have a better place than Soma. We agreed, and then we pursued the process. But what's clear is that that particular project, the FIFA, because of lack of the local capacity, it was FIFA awarded it to an international company. They signed everything with them. They paid them directly. The consultants came from Europe.
But why would FIFA do that? Well, if it's even though FIFA is funding the GFF, why would FIFA choose the bidders when GFF is the local body in?
This particular one, as I said, because this is what happened. There's no local capacity around the country here. It was they did their own bidding process, and then this particular company, somewhere in Europe, as Holland, won the bid, and then they also hired they subcontracted another company in Senegal to do the basic foundation, whatever work. Anyway, those are, as I said. So that particular project has been directly given out by FIFA, and they supervise it. They only handed over towards the pitch.
You were just handed over the pitch.
So in terms of the funds, the resources, nothing has passed through the Gambia Football Federation. And then when we realized that the pitch already, as I said, has been identified, the project has been submitted, we couldn't vary it. We don't want to do it because if you want to do that, it's going to delay further.
Yeah.
But even though we could have decided to locate it somewhere, but we really feel, as I said, but we realized a lot of shortfalls in terms of the facility itself because there was no perimeter fence, and they only had the pitch nowhere. If you know that area is a big area, part of the outer fencing, perimeter fence, was not complete. They collapsed and people and animals were intruded into the state of art.
Yeah.
So we said, no, this cannot continue. Let's also seek for funding. Then we knocked the doors of CAF, and we were able to receive some funds from CAF to be able to do the perimeter fencing and also start a 15,000 seater capacity seater pavilion. And then with that, the funds from FIFA, CAF rather, we were able to, and also to extend water supply to the facility.
Wow.
So that's done already. The perimeter fence is done. The water supply is there. The main structural work of the pavilion is complete.
Yeah.
And now we already have included the completion of that at in another project with FIFA, which also is de facto approved. It's just the administrative process to be able to access the funds. So therefore, in the coming year also, that 15,000 seater capacity seater pavilion in summer will be operational with the attendant facility amenities like toilets and dressing rooms. So these are major achievements in terms of BAJO, the same thing. BAJO, the field, it was initially the GFF some 2 years ago had donated an amount of $200,000 to BAJO so that they can contribute. They were doing it on their own to continue the process, but now BAJO has been assumed into the main GFF projects. We know that Gunjur also some 2 years ago were given an amount of money from the proceeds of the Supernavitan to be able to do some work in their field. And now that's also again the next phase of that development of that ground is still one of the projects that were recently approved. Yeah. Similar funds were given to Bansang, which enabled them to fence, put up a cement wall fence around their field. And as I said, that pitch again is part of the project that was submitted and approved for further development of it. Buses in the pipeline by Farafenni and many other players cannot please. So this is what we have in terms of infrastructure development.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like GFF is doing a lot when it comes to infrastructure, developing pitches. A lot of people say the reason why Gambian football has not gone to that level is we don't groom the people from the grassroots, from young age, because a lot of our players, when they go outside and they compete, is either they are not ready properly, or why is that? What is GFF doing in making sure they groom people from the grassroots growing up?
Yeah, I think that's another very important component of our development agenda.
Yeah.
That's the grassroots football development.
Yeah.
When we came, we realized we don't want to repeat the ills of the past.
Yeah.
We know what we went through, especially from 2013 onwards. And we don't want to repeat that. We want to assure that we catch them young, but catch the right ones when they are young.
Yeah. Is it just the Greater Banjul? Because you have been accused of the coaches. The coaches have been accused grossly of just picking people from Banjul and Bakau and Serakunda. Yeah, and we have so many talent up country.
No, that's a job of the Federation now to facilitate, to make it easy for them also. This is why, number one, when we came in, we hired regional coaches. All the administrative regions from Banjul to Basse have regional coaches hired by GFF and they are on GFF pay scale. They are permanently posted at their regions. Regions like West Coast and CRR, which geographically are very big and vast and have two coaches.
Yeah.
You have CRR North and South, you have Fonyi and Kombo. And this was on the payroll of GFF for the past 2 years. And not only that, how do we create an environment for them? GFF also enable the regional offices from Banjul to Basse, each of them, 7 regions, to have functional offices. These offices were equipped and funded by GFF with solar power system, with computers and all what they need, so that at least they can have a place where they call home. That's where the coach will go every morning and sit and do what he wants to do. And also, in addition to that, we also hired admin stroke finance officers for all the 7 regions. These are also on the pay scale of the Gambia Football Federation. This has never happened in Gambian football. Even if it stopped there, at least we've done something. Yeah. These people are earning their daily bread from Gambia Football Federation. It's not my money, but I could have decided to put that money somewhere else. But this is to enhance grassroots football development. We help the regional executives to organize their regional leagues And another important task of theirs is to work with the school system. We have our program, grassroots football development. We have a grassroots football development coordinator in the office here. What did we do? We said, look, the schools are the right place if you don't want to make mistake in terms of age. Let's work with the schools.
Yeah.
Already we have this Secondary Schools Football Association, which is an affiliate member of the Gambia Football Federation. We say now we delegate this responsibility to you. We'll supervise, we facilitate, but do it. From 2015 when we came, we started it. GFF single-handedly funded a nationwide qualifiers for schools in what we call schools competition. This has never happened. GFF, from 2015 we never missed, 2016 we did it, 2017 we did it. GFF single-handedly funded. Through this we allow the schools, the schools authority of schools, sports football association to work with their regional coaches. This is and then GFF also, when we came in, and then we were informed by the Secondary School Sports Association that they had, the previous for 4 years, they were trying to secure sponsorship for the finals, because when you do the nationwide tournament, qualifiers from all regions will have to assemble at one place to have a nationwide finals. And it has been difficult, they could not secure. They were talking to GTV, but you know what business is like. GTV also will want to have something. You must sell a product and they buy it.
Yeah.
So we said, okay, we have a facility. Let's also talk to them. It's this same office where we invited GT Bank of the managing director and some staff came in. We talked to them, and they asked, what do you have for us? Then we negotiated, and then we gave them a business which was attractive enough for them to accept after 4 years to sponsor the school's final, which is dubbed the Principal's Cup. There's a budget of $4 million, but they manage it. As I said, we delegate it to the Secondary School Sport Association. The GFF, we have a representative there, and coaches now, all the coaches will be there around when the tournament is around, so that they can identify young talents from all parts of the country and be specific attention to those coming from the provinces and regions. So you can see this is the third one that just concluded about 1 week last weekend, and we've seen the talent display. And then last year we started what we call the summer camp. 40 of the young talents, 20 from the boys, 20 from the girls, were camped at the Gambia Football Hotel. And they were going through some induction and training by our coaches from the technical department of GFF and the regional coaches. They were there 1 week. And we're going to repeat this again. This time we want to further decentralize. Have one in the Combo here, another one maybe somewhere in the province, so that you can cover everyone. So this is the target. And if you go to the training grounds tomorrow, on the very under 17 is training, at least a good number of the selections were made from that Principal's Cup tournament. So hence we are achieving something. But we don't want to go and do it on our own, because we said the schools are partners. Yeah. Even though we had for the past 3 years trying to sign an MOU with them, the draft has been finalized, but because some political instability it could not be done. But we said let's go ahead. So we are working hand in glove with the school sports and secondary school football association.
So why are we not able to have Gambia be represented in any major tournament, Mr. President?
No, I think it's a process. It hasn't started. Gambia football was not born in 2014.
No.
It's in the 50s.
Yeah.
And we've been going to tournaments. Maybe it's the level that we find ourselves.
I mean, when it comes to the African Cup of Nations, World Cups.
Yes, certainly we'll be there. It's a process.
When? How long do you? What's your forecast?
Maybe not my time, but I'm sure when I look back in the timing or whatever, and I can say this is the process that led to where we are. Yeah. What we are doing today, if that was done some 10 years ago, we'll have been somewhere else.
Wow.
You cannot go and bring 25 years and you say they are under 17. That's what's going to happen. He plays 5-6 years, he's off the pitch. It's shameful. It's a national disaster. You don't want to repeat that. We want to be sure. The selection, recruiting, and screening process is so thorough, I don't leave that with anybody. If there is any doubt about anybody's eligibility in terms of age, I say scratch it. However good the person is, everybody knows that. We don't take chance, because we want these people, you don't want to fool them. When we say you are 17, you expect to play for the next 10, 15 years. But under 17, you play for 3, 4, 5 years, you are finished. You are not doing justice to this country. You would have denied somebody that opportunity. And you shame the country at the end of the day.
And we have seen the female team also doing very well. What have you done to the female team since you took over?
Yeah, I think when we came in 2014, we had what we call the FIFA Leave Your Goal initiative. It was a 4-year legacy program. That is to disseminate and sensitize the communities, the girl child, the parents, that they can do football, and they could equally do it like men, or even better.
Yeah.
Then that has really was executed through the length and breadth of the country, from the Greater Banjul area, Farafenni, Soma, Bansan. So I think that also has raised awareness. And as I said, we strengthened the leagues. The Gambia Football, Women's Football League is 100% funded by Gambia Football Federation. Even some instances, boots and jerseys are given to teams, just to encourage them and also to allow them also to catch up a bit, because the gap is very wide. And if you have to sometimes be biased to allow the disadvantage to catch up with those who are already far ahead. And then we have already a very dynamic women's football coordinator. We are working very well with the Women's Football Association. They are part and parcel of this house. As I said, we strengthen the leagues, and we sometimes give them some extra attention. And you've seen what happened last year. We went an extra mile despite the financial constraints. We organized test matches for them. Also, engage them in competitions, the under 17 World Cup qualifier, and then also the African Cup of Nations qualifier. Even though they just dropped at the last minute, we missed to Ghana and Nigeria. I think really it's been a very big achievement. Then the senior national team of this country has never been registered for any senior national competition.
The female team.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then who do we lost? Nigeria. We eliminated Burkina Faso. So I think we just shall miss. But we hope we're going back drawing board, and the momentum is still high. And so when they register again, we will somewhere else.
Yes,
to repeat the Azerbaijan, what happened in Azerbaijan.
Yeah, that was a great one. Let's talk about the controversies. There have been so many controversies. This office, man, it seems like there's is there money in GFF? I mean, everybody wants to be here. You have a lot of money, huh?
That's a lot of money.
There's a lot of money.
Yeah, there's a lot, but it doesn't belong to any individual.
Is that why everybody wants to be here?
I assume. If as far as I'm concerned, the money is not mine.
Yeah.
It's not mine. The money belongs to football.
So tell me, what is the relationship with the government? What's the GFF relationship with the new government?
The Gambia Football Federation never had any problem with the Gambia government. It's unfortunate that we, the executive, have some rough times, some misunderstanding with the former minister, Henry Gomez. It's in the government.
Yeah.
I know his actions were not the position of the government. Otherwise, things would have gone worse. But anyway, that's in the past.
Yes.
But we tried as much as possible to play diplomacy, to be disciplined enough, not to blow it out of proportion.
Yeah.
But as to the 1 year from Henry Gomez's appointment to the day he has been redeployed, has not been easy. If we had not been mature enough and been disciplined and respectful, we would have sent us somewhere. But we don't have any problem.
The reason why I ask this question, because we know that FIFA is very, very, very concerned about political influence in football, and it can lead to suspensions of our national teams. And as a nation, we don't want to be neglected. We want to be part of international bodies, because we know FIFA is the sole funder, of course, of GFF. And it's important to know that if the government is being influential in football. So what is the state now with the new minister?
It's perfect. Perfect. We have no doubts that he knows football. He played football. He's been to football. But not only that, he didn't come with any agenda. He came with an open mind.
Wow.
So it's left to us now to prove him wrong and right, the way we comport ourselves in our relationship with him. And we welcome that. We are very transparent. We give him maximum respect. But it's not to talk about myself, but I was on that seat. I was there 23 years ago. And I've worked with people who are running football in this country. I worked with people who are running athletics in this country. All of them most of them could follow me.
Yeah.
But I knew their dues, whilst also knowing what my responsibilities are. Yeah. So for me, I wouldn't have any problem with a minister unless you want to behave otherwise, as in the case of Henry Gomez.
Yeah.
But Honorable Sidibe came with an open mind, notwithstanding he's the minister, he's our boss, he's the eye of the government, he's the one who ensured that government policies on sports and football in particular are applied and implemented without any prejudice. So it's very well perfect, and we are very much how do you call it, encouraged, and we have very high hopes that his tenure will bring, really bring a new page, so that we forget about the terrible 1 year that we went through.
A terrible one, including, would you want to include the National Sports Council?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same. We came into this office in 2014.
Okay.
That was a minister, that was a sports council with a chairman. We've been working very well with them, hand in glove.
Yeah.
We never had any issue with that sports council, despite their the government's financial constraint in terms of meeting the financial obligation to teams. You understand? This is a third world country. And we believe in the corridors of CAF and FIFA. There is no football in the country. No football federation will progress without a good relations with your government. That's sine qua non. You know that park and go.
Yeah.
So it's not our interest. So we manage it. The gentlemen and women who are running the ministry and the sports council really were doing very well. And it was the same people who were there until when Mr. Gomez came in. As I said, came with his agenda.
Why would he have an agenda though? Why?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't want to speculate. But it's a small country. I don't want to come and talk about other issues. But that's an open secret, because we made several attempts to make sure that we see eye to eye and work. We went on our knees. He was sitting down in this chair here. We did everything possible to convince him to understand, because he didn't even give us time to know him. He came with his agenda. The day we went to a courtesy call, he was sitting down. You say, all of these gentlemen are there. You were sitting down. You say, he said, sit down. But we manage diplomacy. In fact, sometimes I've been pestered by my own colleagues. You are too diplomatic. I say, yes. If that's what's going to make me achieve
what I want,
because I don't want to bring a controversy at this age, and certain things will be blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
When he came in, what he did was, just because he couldn't achieve what he wanted through a former chairman of the sports council, who was very much mature, is one of the most highly knowledgeable and experienced personality in sports in this country, sports administrator, Mr. George Gomez. You all know him.
Yes.
Why would somebody replace Mr. George Gomez for nothing? Because he would not implement your agenda. That's all. And the controversy started. You bring somebody who, I don't want to go that far, but
and GFF was suspended. I mean, kind of, right?
Yeah, we are supposed to be suspended. But
you are supposed to be.
Yeah, but that was illegal. The move was illegal.
How was it illegal?
Yeah, because the Sports Council, National Sports Council Act, which is the guiding, how they call it, the document that's to guide them, or the laws, does not give them that mandate. Does not give them any mandate for that.
Who has the mandate to suspend GFF?
No, the electors.
The electors.
The stakeholders who tomorrow they can call for an extraordinary AGM and call us.
Okay.
And fire all of us.
Okay.
They will fire all of us, period. No other mandate. It's not even in their act. It's not even there.
Okay.
It's not that it's there, we don't agree with it. It's not even there.
Okay. So
if we were there, we say we don't agree, but it's not even there. So okay, that's sister as I said. But we've been managing, we've been talking up and down. And when Mr. Gomez came in, the first 2 months, we had a good relationship. Because it's not at him. It's not the government per se. I don't want.
Yeah.
If the government was with him, it would have been different.
It would have been difficult. Okay.
It's a small country, we know.
Yeah.
We are privy to some of the discussions around the corridors.
Yes.
But it was him who has an agenda. But anyway, that's history now. But what's still worrying is the same leadership of the Sports Council, who is a football stakeholder in football in terms of being partisan. And it's open secret. You cannot bring, a complainant to be the judge and the jury. Prosecutor, judge and jury.
A complainant. I want that to be clear.
That's against natural justice. The current chairman of the National Sports Council, Buri Dabo, everybody know him into football.
Yes.
And quite often in football controversies. And his ardent opposition to this current executive is an open secret. He's on record, on newspapers, on the radios, on Facebook and other social media platforms, attacking GFF, accusing of corruption, ineptitude and money. Fine, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But if you already had a mindset against us, then I don't think he's the person who should come and judge prosecutors and judges at the same time. I think it would have been more honorable if Mr. Gomez had brought in somebody who didn't have, and this is what he raised. Mr. Boridabo organized, championed a forum they call Bring Back Our Football. That was held last September at the Joko Garden Hall. He's the one who was the lead. It was a few weeks after that he was appointed as chairman of the Sports Council. My dear, how can that happen? We don't mind. But bring somebody who really will see things in a neutral position.
With all of that was happening, what was the reaction of FIFA when, those issues were happening with the former
FIFA,
minister?
Because sometimes you talk about FIFA, they said, oh, they are backing on FIFA. Yes. Yeah, this is FIFA.
Do you
FIFA.
go?
And whoever comes here is FIFA. Is FIFA bring the money? The association affiliated to FIFA. We have to comply with the status of FIFA. That's the constitution. So when this happened, we received a letter from the Sports Council that we have been investigated.
Yeah.
And then we didn't even report to FIFA. They themselves will send the letter to FIFA. They copy to FIFA. FIFA became worried. And also, by the time they were doing their consultations, another letter followed that the top executive was suspended.
Yeah.
Then they worried. The Secretary General even came as close as Senegal. She wanted to come and meet the minister so that to open dialogue to understand issues before they could take action. Because that's the trend that they're using now. FIFA has been accused in the past of being arrogant. They use their power and tell. So now the state government, now they say, look, let's have. In fact, the president has already appointed good ambassadors who run such errands for him. Yes, Tokyo Sexuality of South Africa, and then the former president of the Ivorian Football Association, very name is also part of that.
Okay.
So when Fatima Senegalese, she was on a mission in Senegal, she wanted to come and see the minister. Unfortunately, the minister was out of town. They tried, it couldn't happen. Then the development officer for Africa and the Caribbean also tried to meet the minister, either was in Switzerland. He wanted to cross over to Germany. When he had learned the minister was in Germany so that they can talk. Then the minister was in France, he tried, but they couldn't meet anyway. Then when things were getting done, they had to write. FIFA wrote to me as a president and asked me to convey the content of a letter, that under the specific articles of the FIFA statutes, FIFA will not allow any interference in the administration of football. Otherwise, they take it as government interference, and the consequence will be suspension of the government.
Wow.
And if that happened, they even warned the president of the federation that even if we should comply in that illegal process, that would not deter them from taking action because it's the status of FIFA.
The status of FIFA.
So the two things that were there were, first one was the allegation of corruption, and the mismanagement of funds for the rehabilitation and furnishing of the former gold project.
Gold project, yes.
But FIFA said this is money. We don't need third parties to come and audit or to control our account for them. Yeah. We have a process that we are doing. And it's done. This institution audits.
Are you audited by FIFA certify your books?
We are audited every 6 months. I don't think there's any institution in this country that's audited every 6 months by external auditors. On the list recently is how do you call it? Augustus Prom Associates. Every 6 months we are audited. Because FIFA disposes the funds every 6 months. And they will not send a dime if they are not happy. They are not happy with the audit report. I don't think we can tell them what to do. And then, when the audit reports are sent, we can proudly say that since we assumed this, there was not even one line complaint or query from FIFA in terms of audits. Either we are better than our auditors, or we are better than our accountants are better than the FIFA finance department or their lawyers. So this is done. So when they come to all the projects, in fact most of the other component of it, the rehabilitation part of it, the contracts were signed by FIFA, between FIFA and the contractors and the consultant. All the monies are disbursed directly to them. No dime has landed in the GFF accounts. So, and I can tell you that as far as we are concerned, we are very comfortable. So based on that, FIFA said no. The other aspect, there were some complaints from some of our associations or regions, clubs here and there. FIFA said, that's the GFF has a constitution that care of any grievance from any stakeholder that you can go around that side. So I said, leave it. So that's where, it was not a question of threat, but it has to go with the FIFA that we subscribe.
Now let's talk about corruption.
Wow.
Corruption. You just mentioned, because a lot of people accuse this office, this federation of corruption. You cited the Gold Project, the famous withholding tax. I had an interview with the GRA Deputy Commissioner. Recently, that has been one of the major issues trending. Withholding tax. What happened? Why didn't the Gambia Federation withhold the tax? That was a lot of money.
Yeah, but how many times can we repeat that? Now we are on record on that. We are in politics.
I want to clarify this though. The GRA officer did tell me on record that GFF is one of the biggest contributors when it comes to tax, and they have always been compliant. He said, but on this issue, GFF did not collect the withholding tax, meaning they were not compliant. But he also went further to say he went further to say that government have not lost a dime in this process, because if GFF did not collect the money, GRA can still pursue the supply and get the money. But GFF was not compliant. You did not collect the money from the customer. Why?
Yeah, because as I said, there is no ill intention. If there was an ill intention, the money would have been diverted.
Yeah.
We assume we took responsibility that it was an administrative lapse on our side. We are not afraid of, we are not ashamed of admitting that. But what is most important thing is that we had no, premeditated mind not to and then we've all seen the police report is out for everybody to see.
Yeah.
The report is not an indictment. It's a finding that they have their opinion, and then it's still not cast in stone. With all due respect to the investigators, and we have no problem with that. We respect the authority. This is why we comply to the fullest, and we even went an extra mile to even provide with more information, either orally or in documentation. So we are a disciplined institution and we are law-abiding citizens. But what is clear is that we did not pay that particular, we did not withhold that particular component of it. It was an administrative lapse, it was an error that we didn't do. But straight away we rectified, we alerted the supplier that you have to pay this amount. Whether it's paid or not, as I said, that's it. Now the matter is gearing now to see how they pursue what is owed to them.
That is owed to them. And let's talk about the projects, the FIFA Gold project. A lot of people complained that the monies, the amount of money that was raised to furnish rooms, to refurbish places were exorbitant. People said, we live in Gambia, we know the content, we know how things are costing. Why would GFF spend that kind of money on things like that when we can use the money to develop football?
No, I think it's it has not been an honest opinion on some quarters. In some quarters, it's ignorant, or ignorance rather.
Wow.
Because if you are familiar with that institution, maybe you can take your time to go and film every corner of that place and tell the people how that place looks like. We have a dormitory building, which is now the football hotel, of 40 rooms, 2 floors, 40 rooms. You have an administrative building with 2 classroom blocks for seminars and workshops and training. Attached to it is another office for the staff, the technical department. Often you have a bigger one that's for the gymnasium. Attached to it is a place identified for the clinic. That's about 4 or 5 rooms. Next to it you have a kitchen with a dining hall. In addition to that, some extra buildings were put up. You have the whole toilet block. You have the dressing rooms for players, so that instead of they go to the dormitories when they are doing after training, whatever, they can go in, have lockers and do outside. So it's a whole complex. But if you tell somebody 40 rooms this amount, it's not that. It's not fair. It's very dishonest. We are not crazy. Even if we are crazy, the people who are putting in their money are not crazy. They're not crazy. Because these things are based on bills of quantities. What we call bills of quantity. A consultant will prepare a document, what we call bills of quantity, where he's going to price every item that he thinks would go into that.
Yeah.
It's based on that bills of quantity that these things are open for tender. The contractor suppliers who are interested will equally submit their bids based on the bills of quantity. And if it is done now, the contractor or the consultant do the evaluation. I didn't have the capacity to do it. I'm a layman. We've hired a very reputable consultant firm. And these things are done. He made his recommendations. I didn't even sign the contract. I was the last person to sign, GFF's last to sign that contract as witness. The bills of quantity plus everything has been sent to FIFA. FIFA look at it, they went to their compliance department, their finance department, legal department. It came back, came back until they agreed.
So most of the contracts would go to FIFA before they're signed?
Yeah, I'm telling you, this particular one, this particular one.
Yeah.
It was signed by the FIFA Secretary General. It's sent back, the contractor signed his bid, and the contractor or the consultant also needed a contract to be signed. Same thing applied. So now they said, we agree, we sign. Now the monies have been disposed, the contractor supplied his account, this is his account. The consultant does the same. At any stage of the work, when the contractor wants to be paid, he will tell the consultant. The consultant will go and inspect that part of the work he did from on this particular day to the other date, and what percentage of it, and how do that relate to the payment he's claiming. The consultant will issue what they call a certificate for payment. The consultant will not even send that to GFF. He will send it directly to FIFA, recommending that FIFA dispose this amount as requested by the contractor who is satisfied with photographs. the money directly to FIFA to their account. We only intervene sometimes when the money is transferred, the contractor could not receive his money, and they said, okay, we try to help to facilitate. There was one time when the consultant rather, sent the certificate to GFF, the General Secretary then send it to FIFA, they return it. They say, no, you shouldn't send this road. It's a consultant who should do it.
Send it.
So if there's anything, Bishop of Quantity, people can just come. As I said, as a layman I know, maybe you go to the market and buy this at $10. It's possible. But somebody can go and put it in a contract, he said it's $100, because it's based on that. Okay, when it comes to the other company, the refurbishment, well, there are two things.
Yeah.
The rehabilitation was a complete overhaul. Those main buildings, superstructures at that place, the only things that were left standing were the walls. Not the roofs, the tiles, the electricity, plumbing, everything was removed. Those who are familiar with the place will know. That place was an eyesore when we came in. Even the furniture we removed, you could not sell them. Even people would not even need them. The works were so poor. Still now, if you need, we can even provide you with photographs of the place before it was touched, when everything has been taken off before the contractor started work. Not the roofs, even the wires were pulled out, I'm telling you. So it's not a question, if we dub it reconstruction, you don't even need rehabilitation.
So I want to come in here. Now, with whatever you were saying, it seems like FIFA is always involved in these processes, which is important for Gambians to know. Because what people are always saying, GFF is giving contracts and they're charging this much money. But now that FIFA is definitely directly involved in most of these contracts, of course, so FIFA will always satisfy your books because they know they sign up to these things. But would it not be also good for GFF to look at some of these projects, knowing that FIFA is an international body? For example, there's this particular project that has been really going on the social media these days. There's this particular, I think is a toilet that was built for 1.5 million. And he has brought so much talk on social media about GFF awarding a contract of $1.5 million just for a mere toilet. And it has raised a lot of concerns. Now, talking to you, I would understand if obviously FIFA sign on these projects is because maybe they don't know the value of things in the Gambia. But would GFF not be able to advise on some of these issues, especially on that project?
Of course. No, I think it's been misrepresented.
Oh, good.
You can't have $1 million on a contract. People doing that just giving scanty information based on the project. As I said, there was no specific project in that. It's a self-contained project. This has to do with everything we are talking about. I don't even know where they get this particular thing. Wow. We're still worried.
But then, do you think GFF have an issue of communication?
No.
Because these things are going out and we are not hearing.
We've been talking about this for the past, how many times? If for this last time I'm going to talk about this, I have other issues to talk about.
Yeah.
It's for the past 1 year. The same information that is in the hands of these are the same people that they put together and send to FIFA again. Everything they write to FIFA directly. But it's not true. If you do that, you're even embarrassed. The FIFA development officer was monitoring here during the work. He came and physically inspected. At the end of the work, in addition to the paper inspection, the financial thing what happened here and there, he came here again, representing FIFA Secretary General, inspected everything. He was satisfied in a ceremony that was on media, on the papers, everybody saw it here. He received the keys from the contractor and handed it over to me. Yeah. I did not even receive the contract because I didn't employ the contractor. You can see the sequence. But people who are bent on finding faults out of nothing will not stop. But that's not going to deter us. As far as we are concerned, we have seen in countries where FIFA will come and stop projects. People will come and bring in auditors and penalize countries for not properly, adhering to their procedures in terms of implementing. How are we to be able to beat FIFA and that? No, it's not because I don't want to be, but I have no choice. I have to talk about FIFA because FIFA is their money, it's their project. So, but these things are done overboard. Even the refurbishment and the keeping of the hotel, you'll be surprised. A consultant was sent from FIFA to come and do the feasibility study, and a hospitality consultant. When he came in, he looked at the place. He went to about 3 hotels to look at the setup in those hotels, so that he can advise us what sort of furniture and whatever bedding, everything we put in every room. He went in and sent us a document as bulky as this. Even an ashtray in a room is included. And not only that, he's aware of the fact that if not all, but most of the material, in this case 100% of all the furniture were imported. And he based it on international. It's his job. You cannot tell him what to do. So he based it on international. And he gave a reserve price, everything. You see? So if it doesn't happen, and everything is imported, and I can say, none of that, the furniture in that hotel is imported from China or Dubai. Everything came from, with pride, came from the UK and Italy. All of the furniture. In fact, a whole consignment of mattresses were rejected because they did not meet the specification. Mattresses for the photo rooms, all of them were rejected. Because
rejected by who? FIFA?
No, because when we look at the specification, you are talking to consultant.
Yeah.
It didn't meet. We cannot accept it. It has to be returned, and then they brought in a better one.
Yeah.
So as I said, this is becoming monotonous.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about it's very unfortunate that people who the layman wouldn't understand, and some people are concerned.
Yeah.
But if you have that, there are people who knows, but they just want to
why with all these accusations, with all these allegations, a lot of noise, a lot of talking, we're going into election. Why are you rerunning? Is it people say there's a lot of money here? The GFF president is there are a lot of privileges.
But what I mean, who's making noise? Tell me.
A lot of Gambians.
What I mean, football, as I say.
Yeah.
We have a constituency.
Yeah.
We have a territory. We are governed, we are put in place by people. As we speak now, we have 30 clubs that belong to the Gambia Football Federation.
Yeah.
We have 7 regions and 5 associations. And every end of year, we go to an AGM, and for the first time in this country, there is no association that release an audited financial statement, the activity report for the year, the draft budget for the coming year, 3 weeks before an AGM. Every stakeholder will have it. Sorry, 2 weeks. In some cases, because of maybe delivery process some of them will have it maybe at least minimum a week, I would say.
A week, yeah.
There's nobody, there's no way. You go to AGM, you find the document there. Because we have not hide. These are financial statements given to people who have their caucus, they meet over and look at all this we are talking about all there. If those people who put it in office are not making noise, as I said, the stakeholders can call us tomorrow and fire us. Who is making noise? People who have not attended Gambia Football Federation AGM for the past 4 years. Are they stakeholders?
They are Gambians.
No, but I mean, what
they have stake in Gambian football.
What I mean,
you mean they are not part of the footballing?
Because they are out of touch.
Yeah. Okay.
They will have had the forum to say it. If you are in an AGM, you will have had the forum. We have people. In fact, our AGM is the longest, most time consuming. Sometimes my colleagues will tell me, look, President, you're too democratic. The AGM, I say, no, this world, that's how it is. Allow people to exhaust. There's not a time that I hit it where I say, no, I'm stopping this discussion. People go after every butut, every action. I don't think they agree and endorse. If they were attending, they are active members of Gambia football, they would have been in the whole AGM. And we can say with pride, since we assumed office 2014 up to today, we never miss our annual AGM.
Okay.
We do regularly, we do executive committee meetings regularly, and everything is overboard. So therefore, the noise, it will be there, but what's the most important thing is, even before, the magnitude of funds coming to GFF was far less than before. There has ever been noise. How many normalizations do we have? The fractions we have, they haven't ever there. Yeah. So that's football, that's management, that's normal. What's important is, as long as our conscience is clear, as long as we have the confidence and trust of people who put us there, and as long as we feel we can do the job, we remain. At this sort of time we feel, thank you, or they told us go.
Now going to the elections, I mean, your opponents, their major complaint is most of the executive members have been disqualified. How does that make you feel if people try to make this election as it's not even legitimate because a lot of the people have been disqualified?
That's a process. I don't want to go into that.
Process, yeah, because you don't, yeah. I just wanted to, that's an allegation, so I wanted to, yeah.
You should be within the system to understand the process.
Okay.
I don't want to talk for them. I don't want to talk about the electoral committee. What's important is, last February, there was an extraordinary AGM where the Gambia Football Federation adopted an electoral code in accordance with Gambia Football Federation Constitution.
Mhm.
This particular electoral code has been in existence some years ago, but has never been used. But because we also want to be part of, the modern world in terms of best practices and what FIFA is required from all of us. Because FIFA's this current good governance, transparency, ethics, whatever, should roll over into federations. And we can pride ourselves. We are one of the first countries in Africa that's implemented it with much pride. Even to the extent of, incorporating term limits in our constitution. We went further. FIFA is 3 terms, CAF is 3 terms. We say 2 terms.
Oh, wow.
And nobody's talking about that.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
Nobody's talking about that.
That's huge.
And now we say eligibility. FIFA has a document called eligibility code. It's like this, as thick as this. So therefore we said we want to comply. We want to be pay status in anything. As we are doing with management of FIFA funds, we are A+ in Africa today. You can say it's all over the world. If we were lying, FIFA wouldn't accept it. We will come back and make a rejoinder. So we said, look, we seek their advice. We said we're going for election next year this time, and we want to really have you advise us how do we, incorporate the ethics and other things into this. So send us your electoral. Do you have one? Yes, you have one. Send us your code and your constitution. It went to their legal department, compliance they call it. They work on it. We have exchange of emails here and there. We came with suggestions here and there until they sent us their final draft. When we look at it as an executive, we said, I think this is fine. We cannot be like maybe the Europeans, whatever, but at least we cannot also be all the time in the back. Africa, we cannot be simply substandard. We say fine, but we cannot adopt it. He said there are legal implications. Even in that, to be able to have the electoral code, you must have parts of the constitution also amended to be able to accommodate those new things in terms of eligibility and ethics. So we had to go to an AGM, call for an extraordinary AGM. And where I said, the 6th electoral code that governs our election was not even presented, it was presented on PowerPoint presentation. The whole delegate. Nobody was absent except those who are not affiliated yet, or those who are not in football. Line by line, page by page, the delegates put in their inputs until we all agree is endorsed or adopted as amended, whatever. So okay, the constitution also, if you want to go by this and this FIFA, look at it. We look at the constitution and made the relevant amendments by acclamation. Now, okay, the electoral code provided for an electoral committee and also an appeals committee. Each of these committees should have substitute in case a member or two resigns, we take it from because their duration should be 4 years. So in between the 4 years, if there's anything, you cannot just, if a member be able to maintain the quorum. Yeah. As an executive, you can't just go and protest. We had some names that we proposed. And some came from when name is mentioned, Fatou Touré, as chairperson, or the delegates. Let's vote. People raise their votes. Once we count how much, majority has, yes. Omar Bojang, vote, no, take it back. This is how the electoral committee members were elected by the delegates. They are not appointed by me. We moved to the substitutes. Names were proposed for substitutes. In fact, it should be 3, as per the FIFA advice, as per but they said no, let's make it 4. Let's make it 4 because we will also need a legal person there. Yeah. So that came up, the delegates altered that, instead of 3, it became 4. We go to the appeals committee. Names are submitted, proposed, elections were done, and they were endorsed. These people, when they were inaugurated, I told them, I didn't appoint you, I didn't select you, you are elected by general body. That's why the fact I'm the head of the association federation now. Yeah. I don't need any support from anybody.
How independent is the
No, I think it's for them to answer, definitely. I don't want to go into that.
You see them as being fair? You think they will be fair in the elections? You think so?
Yeah, but I think I don't want to talk about that now.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it because
and you
may know, even one of our proposed candidate was dropped.
Oh yeah?
Was dropped because of she didn't qualify. Oh, okay. And she's the best candidate I would have loved to come. But I know I didn't do my homework at that time. Properly, yeah. That would have happened. But whatever transpired from the works of the electoral committee to the appeals committee, yeah, I beg not to enter somebody's territory.
Okay.
I'm a stakeholder. I did what's important thing is, I got up very early. And I started my politics 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
So I was well prepared. This is why I don't have any. I have all my nominations were filled in almost a week before the deadline.
A lot of people said you use the likes of Langton Montamba, who is loved by so many people in the football field to get support for your election. So many people said you want people like him to succeed. Now that it's going to be 2-term, is that what is behind? And why should people vote for this executive? Who are the members? Is Lang Tombong, Bakari Jame, yourself, and I saw Imufai, and I saw some ladies there though.
Let me give you the name, but when you go to Lam Force, I'm not a fool. I'm not a fool. I want to succeed. Not politically. I want to succeed. You all know Lang's participated in sports and in Gambia Football Association at the time.
Of course.
He served as a vice president. Not only that, you will know.
He's the people's general.
Yeah, and he's my general.
Yes.
My younger brother, he was my colleague. He was my immediate subordinate. We worked together.
Yeah.
I know everything about him. Why can't I go after him? If needs to an extent. But much more. He's in football. His life is football, except a few years that he was separated from that by destiny. But when he came back, the first week, he was at the stadium. The first week he was out of game. When people who now are looking for this position took them 5 years to go and watch a match, you can compare them to him. There are people who want to run this office now. For the past 4 years, we never saw them even in an American or a league match, much more in international competition.
So
Lang coming from jail 1 week, he was at the stadium. And he never ceased to participate in football. And he has the knowledge, he has the sincerity.
And he's loved by the people.
That's people's choice now. But for me, KABBA, I work with him. He worked with me. Just imagine a military commander and your deputy. You know the trust that's there. That's it.
Why should we vote for your team? Why should the stakeholders elect you again? Give us one reason. Why should they entrust our football?
To continue the landmark and unprecedented developments that we achieved in the past 4 years in all facets of football development. To maintain the flag of Gambia Football Federation and Gambia as a country high. To maintain and nurture the respect and influence you already started to have. It's not only as KABBA, but Gambia. I can swear. Go to CAF, go to FIFA. Gambia is now as small as we are. You are taken as an example. Recently, even our last year's activity report, when the General Secretary and Finance Director were in Kigali, the meeting unanimously agreed that Gambia would be used as a prototype for other countries to emulate. It's not the pride.
Yes.
FIFA, what we call the forward program, that encompasses all the development aspect of football, or the football development plan from 2018 to 2022. When the new Infantino regime came in, he put everything and put it under one umbrella. Before you have the goal project, you have the legacy, you have the blah blah, challenge here and there, but now it's one. Forward. So when it came to that, we have forward. The regulations is as thick as this. That's what we call the contract of agreed objectives. This you have to negotiate, tell FIFA what do you want to do in the next 4 years, and defend it. And you break it down: women's football, referee training, coach training, infrastructure, elite football, league, and many other regional football. You put the figures against, because you know what is there for you for the 4 years. Because everywhere you know what you want to do. You break it down this year, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. It's a difficult one. But thank God we have smart people around us. Our finance director, he's a genius. He's been supported and supervised by the current vice chair of the finance committee, Bakari Jame. He's a genius when it comes to it. We were the second country in Africa to be able to finalize that contract of agreed objectives and sign with FIFA before South Africa. Is that not the pride for Gambia? Is that the pride for Gambia? Recently, as I said, in concluded meeting in Kigali, Gambia is for A+ for financial and asset management. Wow. 2 months ago, an external auditor was sent by FIFA he came from Senegal. This time, not even August. We sat down with him, I didn't even know. It's the finance director who received an email from FIFA finance department that Mr. X from a particular company in Senegal is coming down to audit you. The guy immediately, within a few days, he was here. He came here, we have for nearly 2 weeks. By 1 week he's finished. And I can quote him. He said in his 20-something years of auditing exercise, he has never audited institution like
Gambia Football
Federation.
Wow.
Is that not a pride? And that's what reflected. That's what translated in the random meeting. That's what translated in our meeting with the FIFA development officer in Russia. That's why we are able within 30 minutes to convince him to append his signature and sign and approve the $1.6 million.
Yeah, we saw that.
Which I did. I was even, in fact, we are even joking. I was there with the Bakari and the General Secretary. We were there for 2, 3, 4 days negotiation. When we went in, look at every day. And then because he already got the feedback from the auditor. So what is the problem? The compliance by the government is not a problem. We are able to defend the project that we submitted. And it has been a long process. But it was that very day, within 30 minutes, we said, okay, we go and have lunch, you come and we sign. And what we call the letter of approval. That has been done. It's not KABBA, it's Gambia.
Oh.
So if Gambia were able to achieve that, notwithstanding huge challenges, and as we are leading, we are not afraid of criticisms. Sometimes you wonder, you fear they are not fair, but that's part of life. As you want to live, you have to accept this. We are live. But most important thing is, all those allegations would not have any foundation.
Oh.
If I had committed a crime, and I'm proven to have committed a crime, I would not have waited anybody to ask me to get out.
There are rumors that because of this withholding tax issue, the GFF executive might be suspended.
By who?
By the Sports Council and the minister.
I'm
just telling you, before I came to this, I came to this interview,
right.
I was told that this week the GFF is going to be suspended.
Perfect.
And that there's not going to be election on the 18th.
Perfect. Let's see what happens. We've been suspended in the past. Suppose we should have been suspended in the past, isn't it?
So what happens if you're suspended?
Nobody can suspend on the first. It cannot happen. We cannot be suspended based on our law.
The National Assembly?
They don't have the mandate. They are lawmakers. They don't enforce.
They
don't have
the ministry?
The ministry? No. I didn't expect such a thing from the minister. Not this minister.
Wow.
He is somebody who I know is law abiding. He knows what he's doing.
Wow.
Not the Sports Council. It has to be based on laws.
On laws.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Gambia Football Federation is being run by a constitution. The Sports Council have their act. But let's go to the supreme law of the country. The constitution of this country said you are innocent unless and until you are proven guilty.
Yeah.
So assumption of what? Being a suspect, which I'm not even. Being charged, I'm not being charged. Being go to court, it's not that. So I'm not convicted.
Wow.
So I think that's the most important thing here.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's football. Noise in the pitch, noise off the pitch, noise in the house. But at the end of the day, we all celebrate whoever wins.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. BAJO. And that brings us to the end of this interview. And of course, this is the last episode of season 1. Kerr Fatou, last episode of season 1. We want to thank our sponsors, Gamcel, Civil Aviation, Stewart Co, GRA, Sophie, Universal Properties, EJ Investment. Because of all of you, we're able to do this marathon, I think 55 episodes in season 1. We have never missed a show in a year. We have never missed our social media audience, and we want to thank you. But watch out for a crazy season 2. And we want to thank you, and we wish you all the best. May the best candidate win. But I definitely wish my daddy all the best. Thank you, and good night to you all.